Eric was a simple man. He owned a small business fixing leaky pipes, working hard every day. His old truck was reliable, but one Tuesday a delicious smell caught his attention downtown. It was grilled meat and fresh tortillas from a new taqueria, El Sol Brillante. Eric stopped in, ordered 3 tacos al pastor and sat by the window. The tacos were perfect: juicy pork, fresh cilantro, sweet pineapple. He ate slowly, savoring every bite. He returned the next day and the day after that. Soon the staff knew his name. Eric felt like family, but he had no idea his favorite place would soon turn his world upside down. Eric Pritzer started bringing his laptop to the restaurant, answering emails over lunch. The staff brought him free chips and salsa, calling him their best customer. Eric felt welcome, and soon he was taking business calls from his booth. He brought in a small printer to handle invoices, making the booth his office. With his computer, printer, and endless tacos, Eric was living the dream. When he ordered new business cards, he used the restaurant's address. Hector, the owner, laughed and welcomed him as family. Eric's cards went up behind the counter. He felt like he truly belonged. He was unaware of the storm gathering on the horizon. It was a normal Wednesday. The lunch rush was busy. Eric was in his booth finishing an invoice. He was also finishing a plate of carnitas tacos. The music was playing. People were laughing. Suddenly, the front door burst open. It slammed against the wall. The music stopped. The laughter died. Several men in dark blue jackets stormed into the restaurant. They had the letters ICE written in bold white on their backs. They shouted, "Nobody move! Federal agents!" The entire room froze. Spoons stopped halfway to mouths. Conversations hung in the air, unfinished. The agents moved quickly. They were firm and serious. They started grabbing the workers from behind the counter. Hector was pulled from the kitchen, his hands covered in flour. Maria, who had just served Eric his food, started to cry as an agent grabbed her arm. The customers were terrified. Some people hid under their tables. The agents were asking for papers. They were speaking in loud, commanding voices. Eric watched in disbelief. These were his friends. They were good people. This couldn't be happening. It felt like a bad dream. In the middle of the chaos, an agent came to Eric's booth. He saw the laptop. He saw the printer. He saw the business card with the restaurant's address taped to the wall. The agent looked at Eric. "You too," the agent said, pointing at him. "On your feet. Let's go." Eric was confused. "Wait, you don't understand," Eric said, standing up. "I'm a customer. I'm an American citizen." As he stood, his chair bumped the table. His wallet, which had been sitting on the edge, slid off and fell into the dark space under the booth seat without a sound. "Everyone says that," the agent said with a tired voice. "Let me see your identification." Eric's heart started to beat fast. He patted his pockets. Front pockets, empty. Back pockets, empty. He felt a wave of panic. "My wallet!" he stammered. "It must have fallen. It was right here." He tried to look under the table, but the agent pulled him back. "No ID, no story. You're coming with us." The agent grabbed Eric's arm and put him in plastic handcuffs. Eric couldn't believe it. He was being arrested in his favorite taco place. He was being arrested for eating lunch. Eric was pushed into a white van with the other workers from El Sol Brillante. Maria sobbed quietly. Hector stared ahead, and Eric pleaded, "Please, just let me find my wallet. My name is Eric Pritzer. I own a plumbing business. You can look me up." The agent just shook his head. Eric was taken to a cold, grey detention center. They took his clothes, gave him a baggy jumpsuit, and took his fingerprints. Days later, he was put on a plane. When they landed, an official said, "Bienvenido a Venezuela." Eric stood alone, with no money or ID, his life destroyed, all because he loved tacos and found a place that felt like home.